Hey everyone, Ryan here from Next Level Property Investing. I hope you're well. How to solve your money problems if you're skint, have no time, or you're not very confident. In this video, if you're passionate about property, if you're an entrepreneur, you want to take your game to the next level, I'm going to show you exactly what to do and how you can do it even if you haven't got loads of money. As long as you've got a drive and determination, you can get there. Before we head into the content, don't forget to subscribe to the video, hit the little notification, I think it looks like a bell, and it'll make sure that every video I produce, you get a little notification on your phone. And also don't forget to head over to nextlevelpropertyinvesting.com, check out all the awesome free content over there, and don't forget to book a call if you are serious about taking your journey to the next level. So let's dive into the video now and let's talk about the three main things that prevent people getting into property. So number one, if you're skint, then obviously you're gonna need to find some form of money somewhere. Now money replenishes itself, okay? So every 30 days you either get paid off the government or you get paid from a job, and that replenishes itself every 30 days. Now if you are skint, then maybe you need to look at what's going out as to what's coming in. That makes common sense, but all you need to do is start putting a bit of money away each month, and that could get you going on your property journey. You know, even if you were to get £100 saved up a month, over 3 or 4 months, that would give you enough to get into one property deal. Controlling strategies, rent to rent, rent to SA, and get your journey kick-started. Now that is possible. I've done it and I see it time and time again being done, and you know, it does work, but you're gonna have to have a platform to start off with. The other option is obviously you start working with other people on a joint sort of venture basis. That could be friends, family, or colleagues that may have a bit of money, so you're gonna put the time and effort in, they're going to bring the money, and between you, you're going to split everything 50-50 down the middle, and you're going to share the journey as you go forward. Now that is another great way to get started. You've got to get creative, okay? If you've got no money, you've got to get creative. That's as simple as that. But everybody can get started in property, so don't use money as an excuse. You know, you can get started in property. So next one, if you're not very confident. If you're not very confident, then you know, confidence builds with education. The more I got to know about property, the more knowledge I gained, the more information I consumed, and there's plenty of free stuff out there. There's podcasts, there's audiobooks, there's PDFs, YouTube videos, there's all sorts of stuff out there. If you put the time and effort in, you can quite quickly gain the experience by just consuming everybody else's experience. You know, all my videos are just what I've done, how I've done it, and what I think about things, and by just watching them all, you will be a better property investor than you are right now, because all of it comes from my experience. So you're relying on what I've done, tried and tested, and I'm telling you exactly how to do it. So you can easily get the knowledge, but when you've got that knowledge, you become more confident, your chest starts to puff out, and you go out to your viewings and you're confident with your investors. You're quite happy to talk to landlords and tell them exactly what you do, how it adds value to them, and why they need to be working with you. The confidence factor really does sell yourself, and it sells your property. It really does sell your product, which in this case is probably a controlling strategy, i.e. rent to SA. So, you know, the no voids, no hassle, you know, I'm going to pay all the time. I want to run it as a business, so I want it for as long as possible. You know, and to landlords, that is music to their ears, especially in now, you know, in the midst of COVID, 6 months it takes now to evict a bad tenant. You know, so do they want 6 months of risk, or do they want to go with someone like yourself who's secure? You know, they're going to pay you every month. There's going to be no hassle. You don't have to fix the minor maintenance and all that good stuff that we offer landlords. You know, so there's plenty of ways, but first and foremost, you've got to be confident that you know what you're doing. You've got to be confident that you know what you're talking about. Just because you haven't done it doesn't mean you don't have to have no confidence, okay? You can get the confidence by getting the education and understanding the industry inside out. That's what I did. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a much slower way of doing it, but you know, if you haven't got the capacity to invest in yourself and pay for a course, or invest in yourself and pay for a mentorship, which is, you know, an accelerated way to get your property results, then you can do it the hard way and the long way. You can consume all the content, you can listen to all the podcasts, and you know, and it's just a longer route, that's all. You know, so it just takes a lot longer to get there, because obviously it takes a lot of time to consume that content. And that brings me on to the third problem, or the third excuse that we normally hear, which is no time. Now, for me, when I hear I haven't got time, or when I find time, just means that they really haven't attached a purpose to what they're trying to achieve. Because if you attached a purpose, if you knew what a property portfolio could do for your life, you would find the time. And every single time someone says this to me, I always look at their schedule and we break it down. We have a look over a week-long period, and we sort of find pockets of time that they're just wasted. Coffee with colleagues, drive time. There's plenty of wasted time on a morning, dropping kids off to school. All these are necessities, but they're all ways you can find time. I wrote a book recently, which I'm going to launch shortly, being at the gym. Every single morning, I wrote a bit of my book in my phone. When I was in between sets, when I was, just working in between on my minute rest, my 90-second rest, I wrote a book. And over a prolonged period of time, I've managed to be consistent with that every single day, and I'm going to have a book launch very shortly, which is probably 50,000 words. Hopefully it'll be a #1 bestseller, all about the property market. And but it's all about time. So don't tell me you haven't got time. I found time around a gym workout to write a book. Or you can do exactly the same. Many people go to the gym, you get your 60-90 seconds rest, you sit on a bench, you do nothing. You could be looking at stuff, you could be educating yourself, you could be looking for properties on Rightmove, you could be looking for properties on Gumtree. There's plenty of pockets of your day where you can be using your time better, rather than whenever I'm stood in a lunch queue, or queues as we know it these days in COVID for supermarkets and stuff, rather than trawling through Facebook and seeing what everyone's eating or what they're doing, I'm looking for property. I'm looking for stuff all the time. I'm looking for opportunity. And when you go out looking for that opportunity, time is not a factor. You just got to understand that you can get more time. Get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. That's what I've done. I've done that successfully for the last 4 years. It's painful for the first 2 weeks. But between 5 and 8 o'clock, I get my time. 3 hours of focused work with no interruptions, no phones ringing me, no employees asking me anything, no kids running around my legs. It's just my time, and I can focus. So don't sort of say you haven't got time, because for me, it just means you haven't attached a real purpose to what you're trying to achieve. Because if you attach a purpose to what you want to achieve, if you've got a big enough why, you'll find the time. Hope that helps. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Head over to nextlevelpropertyinvesting.com to keep up with all the latest stuff that I've got going on. And don't forget to listen to the new podcast, How To Property, which is on Spotify, iTunes, and all the other major channels. Have an awesome day, everyone. Take care.